I'm Kelsey Probilski, a barbecue enthusiast and native Texan.
And I'm Jess Pryles, hardcore carnivore, live fire chef, and meat expert.
I've been all over Texas tasting some of the best barbecue in the state. But this time around, Jess is taking me beyond the pit to discover the people and places that make Texas barbecue so legendary. This episode, we're meeting some pitmasters and ranchers who owe so much of their success to the families and communities supporting them.
From recreating their tried and true family recipes to preserving the land we all depend on, we're discovering just how much Texas barbecue truly brings everyone together.
Jess brought me to Smoke Shack in San Antonio. Pitmaster and owner Chris Conger has built up a business empire that brings together family, friends, and, of course, delicious barbecue.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
Thank you so much for having us out.
Of course.
This looks
Thanks for coming.
amazing. Can you tell us what we have here?
Yeah, so obviously we've got our sliced brisket. This is our brisket grilled cheese. That's what we're known for.
I have heard things. I have heard legendary stories about this.
I think we're the first ones that brought it here.
Detail what's going. We have 3 different types of sausage on this plate.
Yeah, so we've got our house link, our all beef hot link, which has garlic and chilies.
Yum.
This one, I just tasted this one. It's nearly got like a Tex-Mex flair.
Yeah, so that's the beef enchilada. It's got cheese, onions, enchilada sauce. That's our most popular over at the
It
meat
feels
market.
fitting for San Antonio, too, to
Yeah.
have a beef enchilada sausage.
Have you
Right.
ever had an enchilada sausage before?
I haven't, and I'm not hating it. I'm not mad about it at all.
That's amazing.
And of course, brisket mac and cheese,
And
right?
of course the brisket mac and cheese.
Oh, my childhood self right now is thanking me for this bite.
That's my kid's favorite thing to eat.
So, stock show and rodeo is huge in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
You have like family ties to it as well, right?
Yeah, my grandfather, not only did he office out of the stockyards downtown for 40 years, but he was a cattle broker. He was very involved with the rodeo. He grew up in Uvalde, just about an hour away, so he's been working cattle. He was working cattle his entire life, and that's
So-
all he knew.
You got beef tallow running through your veins.
I've got a lot of beef tallow.
How did you get started with all this?
We started in a food truck. My wife and I started in a food truck in 2010 and set up on the corner of 410 and Nacogdoches, and we were there almost 10 years. We opened this store up in 2014, and then the meat market in 2018.
I was gonna say, having a meat market next door seems like a brilliant idea for a barbecue joint.
It's fun. We get to play a lot over there. So making all different kinds of sausage, and we've got great local meats, good cuts of beef. So it's been fun.
What's your favorite part about doing barbecue in San Antonio?
I think seeing all the familiar faces. We've been open, like I said, we've been open for 12 years, gone from food truck to brick and mortar. It's great seeing everybody transition over here. The community is why we were able to go from food truck to brick and mortar. So
I love that.
And meat
very
market.
grateful for all my customers and the meat market. Yeah. Yeah. And that's where a lot of this sausage comes from.
I'd love to go see it and see what kind of cuts you have in the case.
Let's go.
Wow.
Hi there. Welcome in.
Kelsey,
How are y'all?
Jess, this is Wes.
Nice to meet you.
This is the meat market overlord.
That's awesome. The case looks amazing.
What's your favorite cut of steak?
I would say probably a ribeye.
You know, ribeye is one of my favorite cuts as well because you've got that nice eye, but then you have the
Yeah.
magical cap, which is called the spinalis, and it's kind of considered to be the best cut on the animal. The thing is, you're either in team eat it first or save it to last. Do you save it first or
Save
last?
it for last. Yep.
See? I
Save
bet
the
you've
best
done
for
it and
last.
didn't even know it.
Probably.
I eat it
absolutely.
before I put it out there.
How do you marry the relationship between Smoke Shack to Meat Market?
So we're making all their sausages fresh daily. So every day we'll come in, fresh grind, 100% brisket, and then we'll send it over, they'll cook it and serve it that day.
We have fun with it. I mean, right now we've got the Cuban and the bulgogi, so, you know, we just try and get as many flavors out there as we can.
What's the weirdest combo you've come up with for sausage?
Probably our Supreme Pizza sausage.
Or the Flaming Hot Cheeto was interesting.
I'll take a big bag of those.
Please.
Here we go. We got a brisket all ready for you, Jess.
I'm not even lying. I literally travel with gloves in my truck, so I am I am ready to do this thing. Actually, it's a really great opportunity to show you how this becomes the brisket that we ate for lunch.
Yes.
And fun fact, this is the brisket flat right here.
So that is the lean.
Exactly.
This is more of like the fat marbling.
That's the moist or the point end, absolutely. And so you want to see that grain of the meat. So the lean is, as the name suggests, pretty lean. And that's what makes a brisket really tricky to cook, right? You got this big chunky end up here and it gets really, really thin, but you have to cook it, even though it's so uneven, at the same time to perfection.
We'll take all this fat, put it through the grinder with, you know, with the rest of our meat, the brisket, pork butts, whatever we're grinding, but yeah, so none of it gets wasted.
I love that. You really are putting everything to use.
Come on, have a crack at it. So here, you can use it.
Okay.
You can feel with your hands. There's a big, kind of thicker part through here, so just shave a little off there.
Okay.
Get in there, girl. Don't put your other hand here.
Nope. All right, all right.
Perfect, nailed it. Sometimes it has such a bad name, but we know that fat is the most flavorful part of meat. So that's why we want to keep a really good amount so we get that perfect combo of lean with that great flavor.
That's some great advice.
You're welcome.
You're gonna have little veins of fat that go throughout the meat, and that's what's gonna keep it moist. So it's a little harder to overcook the point end. Obviously anything's possible, but you don't have as much of that marbling in the lean section. Timing that section with this that's the hardest part about cooking a brisket, and that's why, you know, you really, I mean, it takes, you can't just do it your first time. Like, you have to know your smoker, you've got to know the meat. I mean, it's...
And the environment that you're cooking in, because doesn't like humidity and temperature all play a part?
It's all a factor.
Yeah.
I noticed that Chris likes to leave his a little heavier on the top just to give him a little room to move. How did I do?
I think it looks great. I think it's perfect. Not too much meat is exposed, good amount of fat on top. Maybe get that right there, Kelsey, but honestly, that's a great looking brisket.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I like it.
Next, Jess took me to Panther City Barbecue in Fort Worth. Co-owners and longtime friends Chris and Ernie attribute their style of barbecue to family history, serving up original menu items inspired by recipes they grew up eating together.
This is some of the best plate presentation that I've seen. Explain everything. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Well, we got a little bit of everything here. So right here is one of our most popular dishes. This is our brisket elote. So it's our spin on Mexican street corn, topped with brisket, cilantro, queso fresco, lime, hot sauce, garnished with a jalapeno. Jump on over to these are our brisket albondigas, which is a Mexican meatball soup made with ground brisket. Barbacoa chili, so it's a traditional Texas chili, but we mix it up with a little barbacoa in it. So we like to put our Tex-Mex spin on everything. Here we've got our brisket chilaquiles. So these are actually in-house chips made with our brisket tallow, topped with brisket, queso, our salsa verde. And then on to the star of the show, my favorite, these are our flacos tacos, which are a fried brisket taco with cheese in it. It's got cilantro, onion, and we griddle cheese on the outside.
I am no stranger to the Flaco's Taco, and I cannot wait for you to taste it because it is a heavenly experience.
This is all Jess has been telling me about is this taco right here. And the fact that you said it's your favorite, this is what I'm starting off with.
You should.
Go for it.
So you fried these in beef tallow too?
Fried them in beef tallow. During the middle of a service, we ran out of beef tallow and we tried to just go out and get some vegetable oil, and it was nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the depth of flavor you get with that beef tallow.
This is one of the best things that I've ever had.
Thank you.
I don't say that lightly. Oh my gosh.
It's been so cool to watch you evolve, but there is always a theme to your dishes. How has your community or your family or your heritage influenced the
Right.
Panther City barbecue dishes?
Right, so really, like I said, everything we grew up with, living in a Tex-Mex household, these flavors are near and dear to the heart. Everything we grew up with had a little bit of spice in it, and everybody within the family made it a little bit different. Mom made it a little bit different, Grandma made it a little bit different, Grandpa made it a little bit different, and so we like to just introduce our own little flair into it, but still keep the base quality of it. And as you see, everything's got a little spice, little flair to it, and we just wanted to introduce that into our barbecue instead of chasing the same thing over and over.
These aren't new recipes. This is stuff that I can taste that you have grown up with these flavors and you're
Right.
combining Texas barbecue with it. It's just amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I think the smoke flavor on the barbecue just enhances everything else. And
Yes.
we're in Texas. Tex-Mex and barbecue doesn't get much better.
Is that something that you sought to do, or did it just come naturally?
It was natural. It was really all the flavors that we grew up with. It's really what we knew how to do. Just being in the kitchen growing up, running around with our grandma or grandpa cooking or our dad's cooking. There was always something going on in the kitchen. Fresh tortillas, all these flavors right here were a little part of that. So we just really took that and ran with it.
When did you open?
So we opened in January of 2018, so we've had a very good response from the
Yeah.
community. So we were really just getting a foothold on the business before the pandemic hit. So just like everybody else in any business, you had to pivot and find a way to survive. When the crowd stopped coming because of the pandemic and everybody had to shut down dining rooms, fortunately we have somewhat of an outdoor venue, so we were able to still operate. But we started feeding the community, really, reaching out to first responders, reaching out to the clinics that were setting up vaccine stations. And if we had any food to repurpose, we would do that and reach out and actually help feed those people because they were so hard at work.
Love that.
Can I tell you that the only thing that makes barbecue taste better than beef is good people cooking it? I'm telling you,
That's
he's
so
he's a
true.
good one.
I love the way that y'all are giving back, and it's so clear that the community is giving back to y'all as well.
Right.
Tell me where Panther City, the name comes from.
Yeah, so Panther City, the moniker came around for Fort Worth back in the 1800s. It was actually a slap in the face to Fort Worth from Dallas. There were some lawyers in town that were doing business and said that the town is so sleepy. He saw a panther asleep on the courthouse steps and there was nobody around to wake it up. So really later on when the railroad was built through town and the town really started to flourish, the meat packing plants came to town, Fort Worth really started to grow. So Fort Worth actually took on that moniker as a badge of courage to say, we'll show you how a small town can flourish. So that's where the name Panther City was born.
It's crazy how you just came in and owned this. It feels like you were meant to do this.
Yeah, I think just the passion we found in the backyard for it. And if
Yeah.
you can take that and turn it into a business and then be around your friends and family every single day and get paid to do it, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't get much better than that. It really is a passion.
Chris, I remember coming here when you had two little smokers. This wasn't here.
Right.
I would love to be able to show Kelsey what the pit room looks like now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go check out the pit room. Let's do it.
You started out with 2 smokers?
We actually started out with one smoker. So the one smoker is right in front of you here. We've got a 500-gallon smoker we started off with. We added a second one shortly thereafter, sold that one to get a down payment for the other 2 you see back here. So we've got 3 500-gallon smokers here in front of you, and eventually added these 2,000-gallon smokers
The
right
big
here.
boys.
The big boys right here.
What is
So,
it
yeah.
like seeing your friends upgrade like this?
It's incredible, but I know how much effort he puts into his food, and it's delicious, and I'm not surprised.
We
made our way outside of Houston to a cattle ranch that's been operating for over 100 years. Their ranch isn't just family-owned, it's family-worked by 5th and 6th generations who are active in the daily operations.
I'm really excited to have you guys here.
We are too. It's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the ranch.
So the ranch is a registered Brahman ranch that our family has been a part of for over 100 years. The original partnership started in 1908, and there's a lot of us involved in it. I think there's 18 full-time family members, and we raise registered Brahman cattle. The gift that Brahman cattle have is that they can sweat. If you see cattle that have a big hump on their neck and big floppy ears, they can sweat, and that's how they get rid of their heat. And so they can actually survive and thrive and do really well in environments like this where it's really hot and it's humid and there's lots of insects. So here on this property, we've got a little over 200 mama cows, and we have them in a very intensively managed grazing system. So ultimately, as ranchers, we are in the business of growing grass. This grass, as humans, we can't utilize it, right? But we can take it, put it through a cow, and turn it into high quality protein that then we can utilize that. So we capture the energy from the sun, grows the grass, and then the grass gets converted into protein by the animals. But if you want to grow good grass, there's a lot that needs to go into that. You need to be cognizant of what's going on beneath the soil surface. So really, it takes good soil health and good soil management to grow good grass. So we move cattle sometimes multiple times a day, which a lot of people think is absolutely crazy.
Why do you do that? Where does it come from?
So it's kind of funny. I guess you could say that I'm considered a little bit of the hippie of the family. If you look at all of the really good grasslands and the prairies of the United States, they were formed by massive herds of ruminants, which would have been buffalo, that were moving across those areas, and they actually built that soil. So what they were doing was as they moved across a piece of property and they grazed, they were depositing manure. Their saliva had bacteria in it that was actually coming into contact with the plants and the soil, and it was stimulating all of this biological activity. And then basically that massive herd of buffalo were sending signals to nature to say, hey, we're here and we need to be cared for. And then one of the most important parts of that was they moved on after they grazed, and they gave that property time to recover. And so we're trying to mimic that with our cattle herd. And basically what we're doing is we're trying to regenerate the soil to a level that it was maybe a couple of 100 years ago, so that it's more resilient and it grows better and stronger plants, and then the animals are healthier.
It's one thing to work on a ranch with your family and you're carrying on the family tradition, but you seem so passionate about this. What drives that passion?
There's a stronger connection with nature that I'm really passionate about, to actually influencing that and using some of nature's own systems to our advantage in a way that just takes a little more time and effort and a little more brain power. Hopefully it'll be more profitable, more fun. My kids, or maybe somebody else's kids, will become inspired and be passionate, and they'll want to do the same thing. So it's all about long-term resilience of the business and the property that we're on.
It sounds a little bit hippie-ish to me.
Definitely.
So much for letting us come to the family gathering. It's really cool to be here.
Yeah.
We're honored that you all chose to come see us.
So y'all are father-son.
Correct. I would be the 5th generation of our family here at Hungerford, and John would be the 6th generation.
What's the dynamic between you two working together?
I would say the dynamic between the two of us is pretty simple, in that I kind of stay out of the way and he does all the work.
It wasn't always that way, though. When I came home from college, he pretty much started turning over a lot of the day-to-day stuff to me, and then stepped a little more out of the way as time goes by. And I know a lot of father-son partnerships don't have that same dynamic, and I've been really fortunate that he's given me a lot of the reins to make decisions and do things that, you know, some other fathers might not trust their son to do. So.
And it does one good to see one's offspring be successful.
Yeah.
So you hope maybe you had a little bit, both genetically and teaching, to do with that.
You got to give mom a lot of the credit too.
Right. I think the mother probably deserves more credit than she gets.
Have you all seen a change in the last couple of years of people wanting to know more about how their food is made?
I think definitely. We've had a little bit of a disconnection from nature and food and all of that, and it's a really deep inside of us. It's a part of us that we want to know those things, and we want that connection with nature. And I think that you're starting to see it kind of come full circle, and people are getting back to that. I would say that my dream for the business is all we can really ask for is just to leave the environment and leave the business in better shape than it was when we found it, so that whoever's a part of it, it can be fulfilling and provide happiness and prosperity for them and their family.
I want to thank y'all, because y'all are the ones that put this food on our plates, so thanks.
We always enjoy showing people what we do to help feed the world.
It's been so amazing to get to meet all these families. They just makes me proud to live in Texas.
It's been really nice to see the families and community come together all to make some delicious barbecue.
Oh yeah, there's so much love and work that goes into the food we eat.
You want to talk about love? What about that brisket grilled cheese at Smoke Shack? Because I am in love.
I love that he built that meat market just right next door.
I have to say though, my favorite thus far was Panther City Barbecue. I don't know what they're doing,
but they're doing it right. I know. Chris and Ernie are just like masters, and those Flacco's tacos are gonna haunt my dreams forever. I just wanted to thank you so much for letting me tag along and bringing me on the BarbaQuest with you.
Thank you for coming with. It's been really nice to learn so much this season, and then I get to have you by my side.
Oh, well, here's to more adventures.